Hi, I am Yasmin Hana Binti Abbas. Today, I am going to present the issue that has been chosen, which is scope creep in project management. The selected issue is scope creep in project management, which is often prevalent during project development. It is a significant issue that frequently arises when a project requires an expansion and also innovation. I selected this topic because neglecting it could result in a project failure and also delay. Scope creep refers to unplanned alteration and unscheduled expansions of project scope, presenting a significant difficulties in project management. Scope creep frequently arises when the project scope or also objective expand without corresponding to adjustment in terms of cost, energy resources, and also timeline. Excessive sponsorship requests, misunderstood and ambiguous objective, and also inefficient project planning are among the reasons of scope creep. Industries that are frequently prone to this scope creep issue include constructions, information technology, and also graphic designer. Next is key aspect and challenges. Stakeholder demands, which include client, team members, and also sponsor. Sometimes, sponsor makes extra requests during the project. They possess a distinct demand and also requirement. Sometimes, those standards force us to exert our minimum effort to fulfill their needs for the day. For example, sponsor might wanted us to leverage the launching area to reach more audience, it could cause scope creep since it was not in the original plan. Next is challenge, which is loss of control. Without strong control, the scope will broaden and diverge from the original plan. Team members and project manager will unable to execute the project efficiently. Next is ambiguous goals. The objectives are not well understood. This results in all team being uncertain about their objective and causes confusion among members and also leads to frequent changes during the project. Every team and client possess a distinct perspective on a project success. Any modification that may arise might not produce a uniform perspective across the team members, and the execution of tasks could differ greatly. Next, for the challenge is a focus issue. Result in unclear purposes. Team members are unable to sustain their concentration and lack knowledge of the essential procedures and process to follow in the event of any incident. Next is data and severity of the issue. Up to 52% of projects will experience scope creep. This occurs as a result of changes in time, cost, and also specific requirements. Inadequate management can lead to a project failure. The established workflow will be interrupted. This will surpass the predetermined schedule. One of the examples is derived from the real story of the Denver International Airport automated baggage handling system. This project mechanized the allocations of baggage. This indicates poor management since the project was projected to be finished in 2 years at a total cost of 193 million. The project has extended over 6 years with the rising cost by 560 million. Next is well-thought solution. Firstly, prevention. Establish an exact baseline and also scope statement. The scope statement set boundaries that can be attained in executing the project. These establish a limit to ensure that the completed tasks stay within the necessary. This can serve as preliminary measure to avoid scope creep from worsening. Example that can we use is WBS that allocate every person for each task theory and best practices. PMBOK function as a framework and also standard that may be utilized as an initial point of references. While WBS is one of the fundamental elements for risk managing, risk management theory also should be examined through a straightforward procedures that encompasses identifying the risk, analyzing its possibility and also impact, planning responses, and also monitoring the outcomes. Next is real case that has been addressed. Among the cases that has been addressed, which is cloud computing migration project that conducted in India, where essential programs aim to be migrated and fully leverage cloud computing. Throughout the migration project, stakeholders requested for the additional of new features without a systematic procedure. As a result, the budget escalated by 25% and the timeline was also surpassed. Therefore, they tackled the issue by carefully developing a formal scope descriptions and also implementing a documentation process for each modification, which also include the impact assessment. Finally, despite the budget increase, they successfully secured 20% of the budget and managed to cover for their 50% of their lost time. Next is key strategy resolution. Key is scope statement. Scope statement and also establishing a baseline is essential to prevent scope creep. What is the reason behind its functionality? The scope statement presents a clear framework and also set as a boundaries to prevent deviation from defined limits. The work breakdown structure, WBS, is a component that organizes each task together with the individual that accountable for each task. Secondly, conduct a risk assessment for changes. What is the reason for its necessity? Every proposed modification will undergo a deeper examination concerning its impact and will follow a systematic approach. Next, to summarize, scope creep is a frequent issue in project management, which involve unplanned changes that occur without intention for the cost and also resources. It will result in time delays and increased expenses. 52% of projects globally encounter scope creep. The example that can we see is the Denver International Airport automated baggage handling system, which exceeded its original timeline by up to 6 years. Moreover, relevant theories which include risk management theory, which necessitate the evaluating every alteration via different perspective of its impact. Furthermore, PMBOK function as a framework and guidance on scope statement, and also the applications of WBS.